Want to crack interviews at MAANG and other top-tier tech companies? You can. With USA's #1 tech interview prep platform, you get access to 500 MAANG Plus experts, all from the world's leading tech giants. We've already helped 25,000 plus tech professionals land their dream roles. You could be next. Don't miss out. Register now for our free webinar and take the first step toward your MAANG dream.
So which company you have the interview with?
Google.
Okay, cool. You're interviewing for L5 position?
L6.
Staff.
Sorry?
L6.
L6, engineering
Okay.
manager. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, 3 rounds are done for me. So one was code review. So there we actually reviewed the code and some new improvements, whatever the improvements that we can do, and there will be some bugs that we have to identify, and how we actually review the PRs. So that is what they asked for. Then other 2 rounds were like behavioral one. So one was people management, and another was technical management.
Okay.
So those 3 are done. Now 2 system design are pending. So these are
Okay.
5 rounds that we have.
Got it. Cool. Makes sense. Let me just share a link with you.
Sure.
Yeah. Can you open this link?
Yeah, sure.
So if the problem turns out to be too easy, or if you've done it recently, just let me know. I'll flip it around.
It will not be. Oh, I don't have access.
On Zoom.
Sorry?
I shared a link on the Zoom.
Yeah, that is like coder pad.
Yeah.
So it's asking me to log in or sign up.
Just put the interviewer's name and you should be able to progress, right?
Okay.
Join as candidate, there would be an option, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me share my screen as well. So, like we are aligned. What I'm doing.
So basically, you have to design a notification service.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So basically, you have set of users. Okay. Let's say, and you are working for a marketing automation company.
Mm-hmm.
The B2C companies are your clients. Okay, like Flipkart, Goibibo, McMatrip. So whoever is your client, they comes you and provides your criteria, right? That send a notification to the users who are meeting this criteria.
Okay.
Okay. So you can assume that you already have a system in place. When provided with the criteria, it gives you the stream of users.
Sorry for this. Like, I just have one question. You're saying that I have one system where they would like there are some rules, right? On the
Yes.
basis of the rules, I have to send the notification to those users.
Correct. We call it campaign. Okay. User provides the criteria, send notification to all the users in cohort.
As
Okay.
a group. Okay.
Yeah. And you already have a an API in place to which you provide a query, let's say query. Okay.
Okay.
And it gives you list of users.
Okay. And the message also that that company provides me, for example,
Yeah, of course, they provide you with the message.
They provide me the message, and I need to send like the API call to them to ask for the list of the users, such that I can just send that notification to those users.
Yeah.
Are we like looking for, after sending the notification, are we looking for some acknowledgement? Like, are they because if I'm sending it, so they will be needing some metrics, like to whom it was delivered successfully, to whom it was not delivered successfully, or whether like visible, like they have read it or not. Are these we looking for those
Yeah,
things?
that's a good question. So the second requirement is to create a dashboard to see aggregated statistics around the campaigns.
And also one more question up with that. Uh, to, this will be the ad hoc basis, when I'm like every time they like, actually they can create a campaign basically
Yeah.
anytime, and then I have to, for each and every campaign they will have separate list of users. There will be not a like a same set of list of users, or there will be every time some set.
Could be overlap, right? So, for
Yeah, that,
example, this could be large list. For example, they, what they do is they call you, and the campaign might be, successful for, let's say, a million user or a 10 million users. There could be such a large number of users. So you don't
so
care about the overlap.
okay. So another question lies here, that if I am like, in the API call, I would not be able to get such a huge list of users.
Yeah.
So will there be some file placed there such that, like, how would I get those whole set of users?
Yeah. So that's why I said this list of users is kind of a streaming API, right? So
I'm just keep
yeah,
getting it as a
you get
stream.
the chunked response until it keeps coming. You just keep reading it.
In the batches, I will be
Yeah,
getting
it's a stream. It's a stream.
stream. And will like the party from where I'm getting this, so there will be end, like how would I know that okay, now this the users list is done? So will they be sending last, some message that okay, so is this like end message,
Yeah,
EOF,
that's
end
a
of message,
standard input
EOF,
termination EOF, right? End of file.
okay,
Yeah.
got it. End of file we have. Got
Yeah.
it. Let me share my screen here. If you can just allow me to share. Okay.
You should be able to, right?
I have to stop sharing. Because it is like here it was, but there it was not. Let me share from here. Wow. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
So, I would like to, include the following broad components in my approach. I'll first start with like as we have discussed the context of the problem, I'll start with the functional requirements such that we are both aligned for the problem that we will be working on.
Sure.
And the second thing I will take like non-functional requirements, and then I would be talking about this the logical architecture, where I would be talking about microservices as well, and if some APIs that we should be talking about. And then we would be the failure scenarios, or some scenario like the scaling
Sure.
and all non-functional requirements. I will then, from the MVP, I will scale my architecture.
Sure.
So this looks good to you, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
plan?
And this problem looks good to you, right? The difficulty level of this problem.
Yeah, that's what it is like going on from the past days. So yeah, that's. I'm also not sure every time I'm doing it if it's so.
Cool.
Thanks for asking this.
Yeah. I mean, I want to make sure that you get some value out of it, and it's not a cakewalk for you. That's why I asked that.
No, it will not be.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, okay. So you have mentioned that we are getting the stream of users
Yeah.
list. Second thing, we are building a notification system, or it's a notification system, we can call it. And on top of that, we will have analytics system, right?
Correct.
So the users come here and create campaign, and create and then send campaign. And then we'll have, sorry, the metrics, the dashboard, which will help them to view metrics. Okay. So this is what we will be working on, right? Like create campaign, and then they will be sending that campaign. And there is a third, okay, let me see. Get, I will stream of user list from the get users. I'll be write this here. get user list, and then I'll be sending it. And there is a separate dashboard where we will be displaying the metrics. And are there any specific metrics that you're looking for, or it's a simple like the
Simple
campaigns delivered,
Success,
campaigns?
failure, impressions.
Okay, success, failures, and impressions. So impressions may I will take today viewed one, and
Yeah.
then that's right. I'll move towards non-functional requirements. So, what is the scale that we are looking for?
You can get 10 million users
Mm.
in one campaign.
Okay,
Let's say a
Okay.
daily push notifications would be around 300 million.
okay. So, per campaign is a 10 million users, and I am just across the customers, I'll be getting 300 million campaigns
No,
daily.
300 million total push notifications every single day
Total.
across all the campaigns.
Okay. So, here, if I go for the, the most of like this is we are building the analytics dashboard. We are actually sending the notification.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking of whether I should be picking off. This is my system should be available over consistency or consistency over availability.
Okay.
So because as soon as I send it, and so I think eventual consistency is fine. The strong consistency like not. Let me just give me a minute just to think of more. So this, yeah. So I think my system should be available more over consistency. Like eventual consistency is fine with this system.
Okay. And what do you mean by eventual consistency in this case?
Eventual consistency like for example, if I send the notification and if there's any delay of the metrics of like of the impressions that I would be displaying to my users. So that is where I'm thinking of that if there is any delay, then it's fine. That is what I'm thinking of.
Okay. Yeah, you can proceed further.
Thank you. Availability high. Okay. And the latency should be low as we can have. And as it's a real-time system, almost real-time system, like we are getting the users list and I have to send the campaign to those users. So yeah. And what else? So regarding observability and monitoring.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's move
Skips?
towards the beat now. All these things we can discuss later.
Oh, okay. And privacy and compliance. And just write it down so that I should not be forgetting this. Okay. So let's start with logical one, and then I'll start talking about
Yeah.
microservices also.
Correct. And for me, I think P0 would be the sending the notification. So first, let's focus on that, and the campaign statistics would be later part.
Yeah, statistics I'll take later, but
Yeah.
first we will sending. Yes, sure. Thanks. Thanks for guiding this.
Yes.
So let me grab some. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So here is the like this is I would consider this third party or the customers who would be providing me the list. And okay. Abid, I would be needing 1 minute just to collect my ideas.
Sure, take your time. Yeah.
Okay. So this is what we are talking about, sending campaign,
Yes.
right? The post for sending notification. So here, what is happening? This third party, when anybody is like creating campaign, so we will be talking to this third party API, like third party. This will be API, right? So this third party API will talk to my post campaign service.
Basically, you are offering them a dashboard from where they can come and run the campaign.
One portal is there for them for the UI portal.
Yeah, right. Basically, you have onboarded the clients, and now
Yeah.
the users of the clients, users as in the marketing guys of the client, they come and use your portal.
Got it. Makes sense. That makes sense. So this is my web browser where this user, for example, the marketing the person of some company had came here and he actually started creating the campaign, and that will go to my post campaign service, and uh, okay, and then okay, is there any any schedule time that we are looking for, or they would like to real time sending the notifications?
I don't think that should matter much. Let's focus on the real time for now. Send now.
Send now. Okay.
Yeah.
And like some latency would be fine for them. Like for example, I will be sending it, I will be processing it, so that may take some time. So that is like agreed with those customers.
Yeah, of course. I mean, instantly a message cannot be delivered to over a million
Yeah.
users.
That makes sense. Okay. Sure. So once the web browser like connect to the my most campaign service, then I will be connecting with the third party API that these customers API, where I would be requesting for the list of users for the campaign to be like for this campaign to be sent to those users, right? So once they created, parallelly, I will have one database where I will create this campaign row.
Okay.
Currently, it will have only campaign ID and the campaign title, the other details of the campaign, right? And then this post campaign service will start talking to this third party API where I will be getting, as you mentioned, a stream of users. I would like to use here Kafka because the stream of users are coming, and if, for example, this third party API is like having some throttle and some retries are happening here, so that will help me to Kafka to smoothen out this the processing of these users. And also, I would like to send the notification not one by one. I would like, because it's the same message that I'm sending to the multiple users, right? The multiple users. So I am just thinking of batching it. So my Kafka will help me to batch those users here. And then there is a the job Spark jobs that we can write, which will start which are we the consumer of these Kafka, and then they will be actually sending the notification to the user. But and also these Spark jobs will uh, you know uh, dump the data to, let me have some S3 bucket also. I will have some file storage such that if anything fails or if any retries has to be happen, and there can be server crash and something like that, so I will be having the file storage as my backup there. And also these Spark jobs will be parallelly counting the users that they are sending to and putting it to my database. So here to what I am right now looking for, not particular user row wise, I will be aggregating it, like how many the counts. Because also, yeah, one more thing, for showing to the my customers, do we need the the granularity, like the user level they would like to see, or the counts, the impressions that you have mentioned, but do they want to see that the visible, like these are the users that who had viewed that, and the name, like the user specific details, or they would like to see in my analytic dashboard?
Aggregated sticks, analytical view.
Aggregated, right? So this Spark job will aggregate it and then put it in my database, and the user level details, I will just have some files created and put it in my file storage. So this is what I'm thinking of. And this Spark job also have these batches, and then start talking to my notification system. Or notification service, which will send the messages to the users, right? So let me first, this is what it will go. And okay. And here, if I talk about the database, like this is more of, the use case at the end that we are showing the analytics over on top of this database. So I would be using more of OLAP database, like.
Let's park that for now. Okay. And let's take a step back.
Sure.
So first of all, you got the request
user.
request to post the send the notifications to the campaigns.
Yes.
Right now you are on this middle box basically, right?
Yes.
Now after this, what exactly do you do?
So sorry for the communication gap. Like, let me summarize this well, so that So sorry for this gap. So for example, if this user is like coming to my portal, your web browser, he will actually there's a create campaigns like is there.
You have received the request. Now what do you do?
Yeah. So after receiving the request, I will talk to my third party API for getting the user list. So this is what this post campaign service is talking to this third party API. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. So this third party API it will talk to, then it will start getting the stream of users. So here I am using Kafka.
Okay.
Why I am using the Kafka? Sorry.
You read this stream and then you publish messages to Kafka.
Yes, I'm publishing message to the Kafka such that I will be batching the users. That is why I'm basically the basic criteria behind the batching the users.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So now once I actually batched the users in the Kafka, then I'm using this Spark job here as a consumer of my Kafka, which will do three things. One is like aggregating how many users it is keep sending. So that will put it in my database, right?
Okay.
Okay. And another is like this Spark job also putting the data in file storage as a backup, right? So all the users is sending and then storing it, right? And then also it is communicating with the notification service, providing the set of the users and asking them to send the message. Now, still it's not completed. You have
just one second. So basically you are publishing messages to the Kafka one by one, right?
Yes. The users, the way it is coming, I think
correct.
Some batches are coming. So yeah.
No. One by one.
By one coming, I'm batching it here.
Yeah. You are batching into Kafka?
Yes.
Okay. And how would you select the batch size?
So it's like okay.
And why would you batch? And that would be my first question.
Why I am batching it?
Yeah.
So why I am batching it is like the same campaign. It's not a one by one user I have to send it, right? As a group message I can send. Right? So that is why I'm batching it, because if I'm doing one by one, so it will be I'm keep calling my notification service one and one, that will add to the latency, that
Mhm.
will put pressure on my servers. That is why I'm doing it.
Cool, cool. So you
Yeah.
have messages into basically batched messages into the Kafka.
Yes.
Now, what's the role of Spark job and why do you need it?
What is because Spark job is like they should, for the Kafka there should be some consumer which will be actually processing these things, right?
Correct.
So my I can put directly notification service which will send the messages, that we can do, but I would like to do multiple things using Spark jobs. That is why I have put it Spark job, just to aggregate also. If the users are coming, I'm just keeping aggregating, counting it, and also putting the data into the file storage. And every time I send, I'm putting to the file storage. So that will keep my notification service less loaded, because the responsibility of notification service is only to send message then. So
Mhm.
just to offload the job from the notification service, I am using here Spark job. Does that make sense?
Okay. I mean, why it has to be a Spark job? Why cannot it be a simple consumer?
So, okay, that's also a good question. Okay. So, simple consumer, if I, okay, so you're asking that if I have simple consumer which can do multitasking for this,
Very simple consumer. Okay.
that is what you are asking for, like, or three, four consumers, like different,
That you will have to tell me. But that single or multiple, that's a different question.
because
Okay.
that also we can be done. Like Kafka, I'm actually, I can just fan out also, and then it's like a more of servers that we are using. That I am not taking that approach. So that I don't think so to take the approach.
Okay. What do you, the Spark job
Or
that you have,
yes,
will it be running on the one machine or multiple machines?
it will be multiple machines, like such
And
that,
same thing goes for the consumers as well. No? It will be horizontally scalable fleet of consumers, right?
yeah, it can
The
be.
one that I am suggesting, if you just put up a simple consumer, I
Yeah,
mean, definitely horizontally scalable,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, I mean, why would you choose Spark over that simple consumer? Because Spark cluster, there are management and operational, nuances associated with it. So, I just want to understand what's the value which Spark is adding over here.
That's a very great question. And, to be very frank, I have not used it. It's just like I have read about it. So that's what the gap is playing here. So, yeah. So I think I should be doing more research on top of that. But yeah, taking your points, what we can do then, it's like, because your point is actually making, uh, what we can do is, uh, so we okay, so what I will do is like, we can have then simple service. I'll work on my, like, this research of Spark jobs that I take for me.
Sure, sure.
And here, taking your hint, and I'm actually aligned with that hint as well, because simple service also can do if I just, like, scale them. So here, let me correct my design.
Yeah. Cool. You can do that. Yeah. And
Sure. Thank you.
yeah, just don't focus so much on lining the boxes. I care,
Sure.
I care least about them.
No,
So
that is fine. Yeah. So I just thinking of while you went. So, I am just thinking of what we can do after, like, talking to you is just like, we can fan out here, and then also this also can happen that
Save company.
sorry,
What is save?
save campaign service. I'm so sorry. I'm just putting it. Just give me a second. Bear with my things.
Okay.
I'm just putting it properly. The story. So this is save campaign service, and this is no file storage. So back. So, so this does this looks good to you?
So what does the upper arrow indicate? The one that you have been referring as a fan out.
So this is a notification message. So I'm just thinking of just batching it in Kafka itself, and then notification service can take care of sending the messages directly as a batch, as a group message, and then another consumer of my save campaign service, which will actually responsible for aggregating the counts of the user and putting it in DB and the file storage. But now I'm thinking of like once you like I was just thinking of I'm just keeping loud. So now I need to know, does that looks good? Okay, because I was just thinking of moving ahead of checking
Yeah.
how I will get the visible and the
Sure.
impressions.
Sure. Just 1 second over here. So, first of all, this notification service, just correct me if I'm wrong, is this the service that will take care of last mile delivery of the notifications?
Last mile delivery or all the batches
What I mean is,
sending.
the actual task of sending the notification will be done by notification service, or you will be having some different service who actually sends the notification.
No, this notification service will actually send the messages to the users.
And how it will do that?
Okay. So I assume that is like my assumption was wrong. So I was just thinking of we will have, okay. While getting the user list, I will be getting the, the number. I'm just sending the SMS, right? Or email.
We were talking about push notification, but yeah, you can consider any. Let's say you have the details required for sending the notification in the message that you receive.
Yeah. So, okay. So,
You will be needing some provider, right, for sending the actual message.
yeah. So, I was just thinking of, these telephone network providers will actually expose their APIs. That is what I was just thinking of,
Yeah.
and pushing the messages from the
Yes,
group.
that's what I was actually asking. So can you just create one more box for the that
Oh,
provider?
thank you for pointing it out. Okay.
Yeah, just write provider or SMS,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Network provider.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you so much.
So basically, this notification service is actually a consumer. It's a Kafka consumer, basically.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yes.
when you say fan out, so generally, something that consumes, you should call it a consumer or worker, right? Because when you say it, you'll fan out from Kafka, I just assumed how the message will go into this service, because service is usually referred to the API calls or something. Cool. Now, coming to the another part, why do you need this another consumer save campaign?
Just to save it in my database and file storage and offload the load offload from the notification service. That is why I have separated, because uh, that is like what the benefit of Kafka, that I can have multiple consumers, and then I can use this data to like do the parallel processing.
But which load of notification service you are offloading?
So I need to I need to save to the database and the file storage. So that's why.
Okay. So basically, let's say if your campaign consists of 1 million user, so you
Yes.
will create 1 million records in this database. Is that what you're saying?
No, I am aggregating it. So this save campaign service will my aggregator. It will aggregate the data. That is what I have mentioned in the earlier, the Spark job. So I have
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
instead of Spark jobs, that is helping me to aggregate the data and put it in DB, and also the putting the raw data to file storage.
Yeah, but see, if you see, there were three types of states we wanted to maintain: success, failures, and
Yeah,
impressions.
now I need to move on. So you said that just network.
Yeah,
I told
we
you, yeah.
yeah, just so I was impressions. We can still park it for now. The success and failure. So how this save campaign consumer will get that information is something which is not clear to me.
Yeah,
For
that we have to take care of. Abhi, I have not moved it.
okay,
Actually, it's only the send time, just like, no, these messages have been sent.
okay,
Now, whether it is like success and the fail thing, I just need to think about it. I'm just moving
okay,
ahead.
okay. Sure, sure. Let's
Yeah.
progress then.
So, okay. So here, when we will be talking about like whether this message has been sent successfully or not, then notification service is the only service which will get to know from the network provider that whether the messages that we have sent are successfully delivered or not delivered, right? So now this comes here to save campaign service, which need to know whether that has been, successful or not successful. So that drills down me to either notification service then have to update to the DB or it should communicate to save campaign service. Okay. And so if I am having directly notification service who is just like updating the DB about, uh, you know, so that does not make sense to me. Why? I will know and let you know, because it's like a user base and still I have one aggregator. So I should be not calling it a safe campaign service. I should be talking like calling it out as aggregator, such that it will aggregate whenever the things are coming to this service. So I will like have this notification service talk to my aggregator service, which will actually, when the users will come, the how many success and how many failure are will come. So this aggregator campaign service, then, you know, uh, okay. So that makes sense for me to not to send initial one. No, just a second. I should be having that. What I'm thinking like whether it, like see this notification service will tell my aggregator service whether those users, like whatever messages we have sent, those were like successful or failed, and then these aggregators the service will aggregate the success messages and update failure messages and put it in DB. Here it will do update command. Now the thought process coming into my mind that initial when Kafka had actually published these users, so whether aggregator campaign service should insert that data or not insert the data. The question comes here. So yeah, so if I think that we should do initial phase as well, because if this, for example, some this notification service goes down, then those data we will lose. So that's why I will still have this aggregator service to push to data to file storage, and that moment we can hold that aggregation to my DB, but still I will be pushing that data and then later on update the data for depending upon the success and the failure of the notification. You have any questions? Or
Yeah.
does I make sense on this approach?
Yeah, I have some questions.
Yeah.
So basically, first of all, why do you need this file storage thing?
Just to have a backup, because for example if I am just imagine the scenario that I am aggregating and putting in DB, I don't have any this file storage. So for some corrupt, like some data is corrupted, so there is no source of truth where I can just compare my aggregation, and that's why I am having one file storage where I'll be keep tracking of the users and I'm sending it, and later on I can have more things like more future use cases I can build on this, because this is analytic service. So region wise, like user, I am getting this data, and data is like very crucial nowadays, so we can make more use case on top of this. So that's why I will try to have this data backed up in my file storage. This is what the criteria to save it here. Does that make sense?
Uh, okay, so you are saying that you will store aggregation results in file storage as well, just for the backup
No,
purpose.
not aggregation in file storage. This will be raw data, the users I'm sending it. But
Okay.
in DB only, I will have aggregator.
In DB, you will have aggregations and you'll have the raw data in the file storage. Okay.
This will have raw
Okay.
user wise.
Got it. So basically, you're just storing for the sake of it. Right now, you don't need it in this design, right?
In this design, we will be still needing it when I will talk about the outages and the when we
Let's
go about
forget
this
about it for
failure.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's.
then we don't need it if we don't talk about failures and all those
No,
scenarios.
we will talk about
No,
them.
right now, if
Yeah.
we don't
Sure,
like
sure.
considering
Yeah.
it, so that's why we don't need it. That's true. Yeah, that's
Correct.
I'm aligned
So
with.
now, basically, you read the. Now I'm a bit confused in the diagram. So Kafka say you're pointing two arrows, one to notification and one to aggregate campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the usage of the second arrow? The aggregate campaign.
And see, so yeah, that's what I was just trying to explain you that see, we can that is also due to failure to handle the failure scenarios. I am just like now, for example, initial set of users came and then it is putting to for example, this aggregator service is not sending right now. It's only notification service is taking the data, sending the message, getting the response, and then telling my aggregator service push the data. So this is like initial count. I don't know. It's just like I'm directly putting success and fail right now. uh, and now this is what the second arrow will not be there. But what I am taking as an approach is like initial the set of users which I am sending to notification service, I would like to track on that, like how many I have sent from Twitter API, so that to handle the failure scenarios from the notification service, because it is dependent upon third party network, the network provider. So to handle this area, I am having this one more arrow which will insert the initial set of users count as well.
Okay.
Does that make sense to this approach? Or yeah, you have any question to this, like initial insertion of the users list?
I think that's fine. So
Mhm.
now this part, this notification service to aggregate campaign service, like you'll be doing an API call, right?
Notification service to aggregate campaign service?
Yeah, yeah. It's an
No,
API call. Na?
it's
This
not
arrow.
API call. It's like my inside cloud environments. It's like just you have, the two EC2 instances that can communicate to each other.
How would
So
they communicate without an API?
without an API, how would they communicate? Yeah. So, okay. So these are like, okay, these are the two EC2 instances. We have one load balancer. Yeah. So that will make sense. Yeah. Okay. That is your question. That how I call the method of aggregate campaign service. This is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. So it's an API call basically, right?
Yeah. It's a basically an API call.
Yeah. So now one question that I have here is, so let's say your notifications are going out at very fast rate, right? Maybe let's say 10,000 requests per second.
Mhm.
But this aggregate campaign service, how would you make sure that this campaign aggregator can also ingest event at the same pace? Or if there is any mismatch in the scale of the two, then how are you going to handle that?
Okay, good question. So you are saying that the rate the Kafka is like producing it and the rate at which aggregator is doing it, that is what the mismatch is.
Yeah, basically, the notification, consumes the messages from the Kafka.
Hmm.
Okay, let's say it can send the notifications at the rate of 10,000 requests per second.
Hmm.
Now, in order for this API call to succeed, this aggregate campaign also at least need to make sure it can serve 10,000 requests per second.
Yes.
So how would you make sure that there is no disparity over there, or if there is any, then how will you handle that?
Oh, okay. So the rate the notification service is producing the users list, and the rate at which aggregator campaign services
Could be
uh
different, right?
yeah, that could be different. So how I am managing the okay, the rate at it is consuming, the rate at which it is producing. Okay. Notification service is just sending the message, waiting for the response, and aggregator campaign service is doing what? It is just taking the user's data, aggregating it, like counting it, for example, and then pushing it, and also taking data from the notification service, aggregating it, and pushing it, right? So this is
Yeah.
what the task of aggregator campaign service, and notification service is network provider. And get successful, just start dumping it. Okay. So if I am trying to utilize my local disk, but you are saying it's a huge list of the users which are coming in. So that will actually get impacted. I will not be able to save it at local disk. And if I actually handle it in this Kafka, right? So
Yeah.
that, okay. So, okay. Yeah, so I can use this Kafka also. That is a good question. But the what solution is coming into my mind, like if there's a like, huge users that at local disk in the aggregation service, I cannot handle. So what I am thinking of, this notification service can also publish these, the sent message top as a sent message topic to this Kafka, and then this Kafka will this aggregator campaign service can be the can be the consumer of that topic, like for example,
Correct.
uh,
Correct. This
right.
is what I wanted you to
Yeah, sure,
think.
thank you, thanks.
Yeah. So
Thanks
basically,
for
see,
pointing it out.
there is the concept of back pressure handling, right?
Yeah.
So basically, first of all, this aggregation, if that happens even little later, then that should be fine, right? It does
Yeah.
not require to be done in the real time.
Yes.
So basically, so that's why we should avoid the API call in this scenario, and you should fall back to async processing in this case.
Got it. Yes,
So that's why
that's
you will add an additional Kafka,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And then you would be consuming from there in this aggregator's campaign service, and then you would be putting it into the whatever storage that you have.
Yes. Thanks for pointing it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The arrow would be from notification service to the new Kafka topic. Okay, if that's
Yeah,
clear.
yeah, new topic. Separate topic I have written. Sorry
Cool.
for this, like such a cluttered one.
Yeah. Correct. Now I want to understand. So we have, yeah, we are pretty much okay. We can spend 5 more minutes on this. So quickly, first of all, how the impressions will flow in.
Okay. So the impressions is like whether they have delivered or okay. So now we have to have some service which actually can call to this network provider, and if I give this responsibility to my notification service to handle that as well. So basically, we have to talk to network provider and ask, like that can help me to check whether those messages have been,
Yeah.
seen or
Uh,
not, right?
Cool. So basically, there is the concept of webhooks. Okay. You will
Yeah.
open up a webhook endpoint, and then this SMS vendors will call that webhook to provide you
Okay.
about the delivery notifications.
Got
Okay.
it.
And then from there, you will redirect to the same Kafka topic which you had just created for the events.
Mhm. Webhook service, right?
Yeah. Webhook
That.
service. Yeah. So see, I mean, that's the beauty, right? How simple
Mm,
now the architecture becomes.
mm,
All the events, aggregation events,
mm,
success goes to new Kafka, failures goes to
mm.
new Kafka, this comes in, goes to new Kafka, and then you
Yes.
just have the aggregator in place that does the aggregation.
Mhm. So yeah.
Yeah,
That's neat. Like by notification service, when talking to the network provider, it will talk to the with the help of like webhook, such that it will get the impressions as well, and then that result we will send it to the Kafka.
correct,
Right?
correct. Now, how will you store the aggregated count? That's my another question.
Yeah. So aggregated count for example, acha, how I will put it in database that you are asking.
Yeah, how will you store it in the database?
So in the database, like I will store it like the campaign ID.
Uh-huh.
And the sent, yeah, I'll write like this, sent count, like sent, you like the number of users sent one, the sent count, I should be saying, and then delivered one. So I will have separate and failed one, that will be successful, that will have failed,
Okay. Send
and
count,
then
delivered count, and failed count.
yeah, that is what I'm thinking of.
Yes. So
And
the
viewed
problem,
also, if you want, then
yeah. The problem here is that
yeah,
all of this real-time storage that we talk about, MySQL or any databases. So this counter will update very, very high frequency,
and
right?
this is like a distributed one. So you're saying that sorry, go on.
Yeah. So basically, this counters update at very high frequency. So this database will not be able to handle that scale,
Yes.
right? So that would be one problem over here. So that's where you incorporate some batching mechanism in place and then update the. Now there are multiple ways of doing that. So one solution is doing it via Redis.
Mhm.
So Redis supports like very fast write throughput. Okay. So now I think you can maybe take that as a follow up to design on how will you store this campaign states actually, and how will you
Okay.
perform the aggregation as well, right? So
Got it.
yeah.
So you are saying that we can have here the cache where I will put for that campaign ID and start putting the counts here, and then from this cache, then I can offload to database.
Yeah, it's a write back cache basically.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, so you are using cache as a buffer.
Yes, cache is the buffer, and then putting the.
Correct. That's one thing. The another solution possible over here is
Mhm.
now that's where the map reduce helps you, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now you come to the real use case of MapReduce. So now you will have some, you can have some job over here, which is Flink or Apache Beam,
Yeah.
or now I think Spark is also offering the real time thing.
Yes.
So, right. So this frameworks offer you the windowing aggregations. So what you do is, let's say you keep on aggregating in the, they keep on aggregating and you set certain thresholds. Let's say if the count has crossed 100, then send the update to the database, right? So
Okay.
your actual updates to the database will be drastically reduced.
But Arpit, I have like maybe one silly question
Sure.
to ask. Like, if I'm just putting it in cache, the counters, then why I would be needing the map reduce job? Because I am
No,
just
no, no,
collating
no, no.
all the campaigns.
Yeah, yeah. For cache solution, you don't need MapReduce. I'm
Yes.
suggesting there is another solution to this,
Okay,
right?
got it.
So now here, what a lot of people have concerns, since cache is a transient store, right?
Yes.
There is a possibility of loss of data.
Okay.
So someone might, though there are managed solutions which offers you 100% persistence guarantees, but interval will probe you to check your understanding of this, right?
Yes. Okay.
So in that case, the another solution over here is to use MapReduce or distributed processing framework, and that supports windowing aggregations and updates the send actual update to the database after particular threshold has reached.
Okay.
Maybe let's say you set it to 100. So once
Yes.
the counter, let's say your campaign ID and the event name becomes the key. Once the
Yes.
counter crosses 100, then send the update to the database.
Okay. And how about that, Arpit, if we can just like that came to my mind that from the Kafka, if we can just put it in direct, like the aggregate, like one service is there which will put the data in file storage, then I will have separate batch job which will read from the file storage, aggregate it and put it in DB.
So now that depends on why do you look a big fan of file storage and
No, I
batch
am
storage?
not just, I'm just thinking of,
So,
just to have separate.
yeah, basically file storage will not be a viable option in this case. So usually go for storage where you are okay with the delay of a few hours, right?
Yeah. So that will, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we would want the campaign states to be real time as well, right?
Real time.
Near real time
Then
at
it
least.
will, yeah, then it is like,
Yeah. So and file storage, that I'm never comfortable with. It opens room for a lot of failure, error management that becomes super heavier in that, right? You have to write more code for making it fault tolerant than you write for your business logic.
got it. So
Yeah,
that's why you like pointed it out. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Cool.
Okay.
That's pretty much. I think you can maybe take it as a homework to work more on
Yes,
the aggregation part of it.
I
And
have to work on that.
yeah, maybe I can jump over the feedback.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Please.
basically, overall, I think your start was good.
Thank
So
you. On it, I was like, I just like, yeah, thank you.
yeah. Basically, I think the first principle thinking, being in your evaluated for the EM role, I think that's something which you need to be a little mindful of. For
Yes.
example, when we started, that's
Yes.
I mean, and you immediately jump to the cap theorem, right?
Yeah.
So there is you talk about cap theorem when the problem actually comes in,
Got
right?
it. Got it.
So
Makes sense.
it doesn't make sense to talk about the cap theorem at the start,
Got it.
right?
Take it. Take it.
Then what you shared, the definition of eventual consistency, right? I think that can be deepened. You can work upon that.
Got it.
So eventually consistency, a lot of people get it wrong. So what it means is you have two data nodes, right?
Yes.
One primary, one replica nodes.
Yes.
Primary receives the updated T0, secondary receives the updated T1.
Yes.
If between T0 and T1 some updates come into the primary,
Yeah.
it will not have the data.
The replica will not be able to serve that data. That is what the like
That's what
they
eventual
want.
eventual
Eventual
consistency means,
consistency will come. Yes.
right?
Yes.
If one user receives a message as T0, another receives a T1, that's
Fine.
not eventual consistency,
Right. Got
right?
it. Oh, okay. I have actually explained it wrong. Yeah. I actually have this understanding, but yeah, my
Correct, yeah. So basically, first principle thinking start from the most obvious way or the most common way approach that just solves the problem without thinking about the scale, etc. Right? Focus on prioritization and phasing. Yeah. So the thing, I think you could have done it little better. Prioritization, since we had two problems over here. So I think I had to give you a nudge initially to first focus on the notification part and then for the
analytics.
analytics part, right? So I think that's one thing which you can be mindful of. Being an EM, people will intentionally give you this kind of problem
Yeah.
to make sure if you're thinking about that they're
Yeah.
phasing out and breaking it down or not.
Yeah.
Cool. Uh, there are certain more questions. So if you will dive little deeper, so I think the first area here, Kafka would not be very suitable choice.
Okay.
Okay.
Why?
So the Kafka has the nuance. Kafka mein there is notion of partitions,
Mm-hmm.
and there can only be one consumer to one partition.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So Kafka may you can have only as many consumers as you have the number of partitions.
We have as many consumers as number of partitions. Okay.
If you have 10 partitions, then you can have at max 10 consumers.
Okay.
Even if you have more money to throw in and add more conditions, add more consumers, you can still not do that because Kafka's architecture doesn't support that,
Got it.
right?
Yes.
So here you need something like SQS that just buffers the messages.
So no. So here the question is why I don't have many consumers here. So why you are saying that it's like
No,
is it
consumer group. So consumer nodes, right? So in Kafka, you have consumer group, right? For example, the notification service.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to run 100, 200, or 500 boxes of this
Yes.
and dynamically scale them, increase and decrease, right?
Right.
With Kafka, you cannot do dynamic scaling.
Okay, so that's my bad. Actually, I understood that we can scale with Kafka, like it will have multiple replicas, and then that is what we can scale it properly.
Yeah, I mean, there are limitations to it. Basically, you cannot basically, you have to do pre-calculations, and based on that only you can scale. You cannot do dynamic scaling with Kafka.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say initially you can do capacity planning and you add 10 partitions.
Mm-hmm.
Then a campaign come with, let's say, 50 million messages,
Mm.
right? You cannot, you'll just Kafka will have a lot of backlog, but you will not be able to add more consumers.
Okay. But the simple queue system is like more of slow that where I am not sure whether I can do the batching is because it will be like, sending and then waiting for the acknowledgement. This is what the queue will happen, right? This is how the queue will work.
No. That will be exactly, I mean, this Kafka that you have put up, right? So just replace it with the queue, nothing else. You
No,
put a
in the queue, this is how the queue works actually. That is what I studied. Like it's like a queue will have, it's like it's just like, what is the difference between queue and Kafka? So queue is like just sending the message, waiting for the acknowledgement, and there will be like, first in, then the sequence one. If you need the ordering one,
No, no, no.
that is
I
what
mean, I'm calling it a queue. You can you can go for the loser ordering.
Okay.
Okay, we don't need an ordering over here.
Yeah.
So, but with queue is just like a buffer. You can keep on consuming it whatever rate you want.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. I think that's pretty much it from my side. And the choice of Spark, I think that was also one thing which I wanted to flag.
Yeah. That I need to read about. Yeah. I'll do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all from my side.
That was a like great help, Arpit. And the feedback also was like very much helpful. Now I have my homework also to do, and some concepts which I was not aware of.
Yeah,
So that actually helped me. You helped me to understand also. So it's kind of not of interview. It's kind of more learning. So
yeah.
that was actually a help, Arpit. Yeah, because
Okay.
from past 3 days I'm doing like I didn't come across like more of Kafka system, but yeah, actually it helped me. Yeah, thank you so much, Arpit. It was
Yeah,
nice talking to you. Yeah.
sure, sure. So that's pretty much all from my side, Gitika. I hope I could add some value to your time.
Array, you actually added so much of like so much of help to me. Yes, I'll
Okay,
just
so when's your interview? Wish
uh,
you all the best for the interview.
thanks.
I hope you get through.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
Okay,
thanks.
okay. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you.
Thanks. Yeah, bye.